We are continuing on our series of Niagara effects using Unreal Engine 5. In this video, we are going to learn how you can create some cool looking ground dust or fog effect as you see on the screen. Don't skip any part of the video because I am going to cover lots of things and I am going to show you some tips and tricks in order to make your renders beautiful as you see on the screen. So now without any delay, let's jump into Unreal Engine. As I told you, we are going to recreate this effect again with the help of Niagara. I am not showing you Niagara Fluids here because Niagara Fluids is really expensive, and if you are creating a game, this is a really good method. Or if you want some distance smoke for your VFX and cinematic shots, this is a really good option. So let me just show you how you can do this. Now if you are new to Niagara effects, you can check out my Sparks tutorial where I show you how you can create simple sparks with the help of Niagara effects, and I'm going to continue this so even a beginner can follow along with me. So let's just switch to auto here first. And now I'm going to just create a new label here. So I'm going to go to my content and I'm going to create duplicate this label here. Okay. So let's just duplicate our ground dust and let's just name it to ground dust tutorial. Okay. And let's just double click and open it. Let's just save all the scene here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take this setup, but I'm going to delete this ground dust and this point light here. And now you can see we are having this setup here. Okay, so let's just start with our setup here. Let's just go to content drawer. We are going to go to Niagara here and let's just right click and create a new Niagara system. We are going to take a empty here. So let's just take empty emitter here and we are going to create all the things from scratch so you can know how each and everything works here. Let's just click on create and let's just name it to ground dust tutorial. Okay, and now I'm going to double click and open this here. Now as you can see, there is nothing here, there is no emitter, there is nothing here. So if you remember, if we take the directional bus in the last video, you can see there were lots of options, but here it is empty. So let's just set this up. First go to your properties here and just make sure that you have this determinism. What this does, so when your infinite loop is over, let's say for 5 seconds, so after that when the particles play again, it will make sure that they are the same as they were before. So if you don't turn this on, your particle will be random whenever it is looping again. So just make sure that this is on because we want this to be on always. Then same thing you need to do here as well. So let's just click on properties here and let's just turn on this determination here as well. Now what we need, basically we need some particles to start working. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to go to emitter update here and here you can find there is a plus icon. Just click here and now you can see there are lots of options which Unreal suggests us. So what we want a spawn rate here. And as soon as you do it, you can see there is a error here and it is telling that you need a emitter state. So let's just click on the fix issue and now you can see we have this emitter state as well. Okay, and let's just spawn like maybe 60 particles here for the starting. But you can see there is nothing here because we need to specify the size, the lifetime and all that stuff in order to see the particles here. So what we are going to do, first we are going to go to render and add the sprite render so we can see the render here as well. So you can see here is our sprite render and now you can see the emitter here because we are now rendering a circle sprite here. Now in order to play with the color, the lifetime, the size, what we need a initialize particle. So in order to do that, just click on particle spawn here and type here initialize particle. Okay, or you can directly type particle here and it will show all the things related to particles. Okay, and what we need a initialize particle here. And as soon as you do it, now you can see we have this lifetime. So let's say we want our particle to be around 3 seconds here. Okay, I want my size to be random. So let's just do this random uniform and let's just keep it to 5 and 10. So now you can see we have the particles which are now bonding from 5 to 10 here. Okay, now the another thing that we want here is to emit particles on some shape. So in order to do it, you need to go to your particle spawn here and you need to just add a shape location. And as soon as you do it, you can see we are emitting on a sphere here. Our particles, we can change here from box slash plane because we want like a dust effect. So we are getting the box here. But if I save it here, and if I go here as well, okay, and if I drag and drop this our ground dust, and now you can see we are getting this particles here, but it's not looking that good because it's square, but we want them to be bigger and lower in the size. So what we are going to do, we are going to go to box size, just make sure it's 500 by 500 here. Okay, and now you can see it's bigger here as well, but we want it to be shorter here. So let's just do a box size of 1. So they are basically now uh, covering the ground area. So now you can see, now if you want, let's say, more area to be covered, you can make it more bigger, and it is not going to be that much expensive because now we are using only Niagara effects. We are not using Niagara fluids here. Now let's just go back here as well, and just if you want, you can play with the scale mode as well and all that stuff. But now we need to move forward here. Now what I want a particle state, because right now they are here showing, but they are not dying here. Okay, so what you need a particle state here. So in order to do that, you need to click on the particle update and just type state here, and you will find a particle state, and kill particles when lifetime has been completed. So when the life cycle is completed, they are going to die here. So you can see they are dying and they are borning again here. Now we are basically ready to apply a material, our smoke material. So I am going to show you a method which is called sub UV, which is not that much expensive. So let's just go to our ground dust tutorial and let's just create a new material here. Let's just right click. Let's just create a material and let's just name it to master m underscore let's say sub UV. Let's just double click and open it. And now the first thing we want to change our blend mode from opaque to translucent, because we want to work only with opacity and base color here. Now what I want to adjust the particle color as well here, and I want to basically add a sub UV animation of the smoke texture here as well. And I want them to affect directly my Niagara particles which are here. So in order to do this, if you press right click and if you type particle here, now as you see here, this all particles parameters which are the nodes are that they are all going to affect directly your Niagara FX system. So what I want a particle color, and I'm going to connect it to my base color here. Let's just save it. And now what I want a smoke texture here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to type here sub UV, and you can see we are having lots of sub UVs here. But what I want to affect particles. So if I go to particles and I will select the particle sub UV here. Now what we need a smoke texture. So Unreal Engine provides with some base textures. We are going to use that only. Let's just type here sub UV, and you can see we are having this explosion, fire, smoke, and here is what we want, smoke sub UV 8 into 8. And if I double click it here, you can see we are having the smoke starting here and ending here. So 8 8s are 64 frames are here. So let's just close this here, and we are going to connect our alpha to our opacity, and now you can see the texture here as well. Okay, now if I want to affect the color of this, so if I change the particle color, this should also be changed. You need to add a multiply node here by pressing the M key. Connect your RGB to your particle color A node and your alpha to the B, and just connect this to opacity. So now I can, whenever I change the particle color, my texture color is also going to be changed here. So let's just save this here. And now I'm going to go to my ground dust. Okay, and I'm going to apply this material. So just go to sprite render and select this material here and just replace it. And if I zoom in here, now you can see we are getting this tiles here which are basically starting from 1 and going to 64. Now what we need a sub UV animation. So just you need to go to your particle update and just type here sub UV animation, and just make sure the sprite render is set to sprite renderer here. Okay, so now this is taking the sprite render here. Now we need to go here, and if you remember it was 8 by 8, so just open the sub UV here and just make sure that the value matches here as well, which is 8 by 8. And as soon as I do it, you can now see we are having this smoke here and they are animating. Okay, if I go here as well, you can see here as well. But they are too small here. So what we are going to do, we are going to go to our initialized particle here, and we are going to make sure that our size is maybe set to 40 by 100. Okay, and as soon as I do it, now you can see we are getting lots of smoke here, and this is looking really good. And if I go here as well, you can see the result here as well, which is looking nice. But what I want to move them as well. So in order to move the smoke, what you need to add a velocity here. So let's just click on particle spawn and let's just add a velocity here. And as soon as you do it, you will find this fix issue. So let's just click on this fix issue here. And now you can see they are all moving upwards here, which is looking good. If you want this type of result, a stem effect, but we don't want this. So what we are going to do, we are going to do 0 here and maybe 20 here. So now you can see they are all moving this side. See, so this is how easy it is to create some ground smoke if you want. Okay, but we can take it much more further. What we can do, we can also add a random velocity range of minimum and maximum. So just click here and just type random range vector, and you can define, let's say, from 25 to maybe 50. Okay, so some are going to be fast and some are going to be slow here. So if I look from my camera view, now you can see they are looking something like this here. And now if you feel like increasing the particles here, you can do that as well. So let's just type 70 here, and I am going to make them last longer as well. So what you can do, you can make the lifespan also random here. So let's just do random range float, and I'm going to go from maybe 4 to 8. Now what I want to scale the color as well. So what I can do, I can add a random color scale as well. So what I need to do, I need to click here and I'm going to type scale color here. And you can see by default, it accepts the initial color as determined in the particle pawn script. Okay, and I want this alpha to be changed here. So if I click here and if I go here and do a float from curve, you can see we are getting this curve. But what we want a smooth curve. So now you can see. But if I go here and if I zoom out, right now you can see our particles are basically upwards in the sphere. So if I take it downwards, no, you can see we are getting this cutout effect here. Okay, because they are colliding with the ground. Now I want this to be really smooth. So how you can do it? You need to basically add a depth fade here. So in the material, just go here and just search for depth fade in the opacity. Okay, and just connect this to opacity here and just connect this to opacity here. And if I save it here and now if I check, now you can see they are basically beautifully colliding with the with my ground here, and they are not getting that weird artifacts here of the collision. So this is looking nice. Now what I can do, I can play with this as well. So if I want, I can add a key as well, and I can do something like this here, like this here, and you can see the result as well. I can make it upwards here as well. So now you can see the result, and this is looking really nice here. And now what I can do, I can add a curl noise as well. So let's just add a curl noise force, and we can add a curl noise of, let's say, 25. Okay, and now you can see, but right now the problem is that this is looking nice, but they are not rotating in a random direction. So I can do that as well. Just go to your initialize particle and you can find this sprite rotation mode. Just set this to random, and now you can see some are burning like rotated, some are burning on the other rotation side. So we are getting some really good randomization which we want here. Okay, now if I go to curl noise, you can increase this as well to, let's say, 40. Okay, but now they are going really fast. So what I can add, if you remember, I told you we can add a drag. You can add a aerodynamic drag. Okay, but it will give you a warning because it needs basically what we say a GPU. So I am going to just add a normal drag here. And as soon as I do it, you can see we are getting this drag effect here. And if I go here, you can see the result as well. Okay, now I can play with the curl noise force. So let's just go for 20 here. And I can also just play with my velocity here. So let's say from 25 to 50, and we can reduce the drag effect as well to, let's say, 0.5. Okay, so now you can see the result. This is looking really good. Now if I go to my Cine Camera Actor, you can see the result here as well. Okay, now if I want, I can increase the particle more here, or I can just make sure that my initialized particle are maybe from 5 to 10. Okay, and I can play with the color here as well. So if I do something like this, you can see the smoke result as well. Okay, so let's just do something like this here as well. And if I press OK, you can see the result here. And what I can do, I can increase the particle count. So let's just go to spawn rate and let's just do maybe 100 here. And you can see the result here as well. And this is looking really good. Now a tip, what you can do, you can go to lights, add a point light, and now you can see the result. This is looking really beautiful. So let's just press the G key. Let's just go out of the camera. Okay, and now you can see the result. So let's just move the light beneath here. Okay, something like this. Okay, this is looking nice. Let's just move it inwards here. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to movable and just make sure that attenuation radius is somewhat like this here, and I can play with the intensity as well. Okay, and let's just play with the temperature as well. Okay, and now you can see the result. And if I go to my camera, and now you can see what we are getting here. This is looking really good, and we are getting some nice looking result here. And you can play with the lighting as well, so you can see the result here as well. Okay, and you can maybe change this to let's say a cool temperature. Okay, so it is going to use both of the lights. So now you can see the result. Okay, and if I just switch my settings from scalability to cinematic, and if I take this to, let's say, screen percentage to 140, and now if I press the F11 key here for full screen, you can see the result. This is looking really beautiful here. Okay, so this is how easy it is to create ground dust or maybe fog or smoke, whatever you want to tell. Yeah, before going, I want to show you one thing. If I move it upwards here right now, you are going to see that it is giving me this effect here. Okay, but let's say if I want to move this, when I move this should also move. It should not go here. What you need to do, you need to go here and just make sure in the properties that you click on this local space here. Okay, now if I save and if I move this, and now you can see the result here. Okay, so if I go to my camera and let's say I want to move this upwards, I can do this. So this is the now my clouds and something like that. Okay, so you can get some really cool variations with the help of this local space, or if you want to turn it off, you can turn it off as well. Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying this Niagara FX series. I'm really working hard to bring new concepts to you guys. Stay tuned for more videos. If you like this video, please press that like button, share it with your friends who wants to learn Unreal Engine, and I will see you next time. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Take care.